All right, we are back from our break, and there may be a brewing panic here. So you can clearly tell that the family is getting a bit panicked. They've basically demanded that you go get Mother Weir.
They're getting their pitchforks and torches ready.
How are you gonna respond? Someone said they had a question for someone else, and I can't remember who now. Braxon?
Who?
Braxon
Yeah, I
for
can't remember
Solas?
what it was now.
Oh.
Hang on. I'll
What?
see if I can think of it.
I think Braxon mentioned that he has a question for me, but we are not in the same room.
Yeah.
Okay, well, then how are you guys going to respond?
Braxon will try to stop any panic.
What? Yeah, but how?
Well, I will say to the wife that yeah, we will inform Mother Weir about this and send her to help. And then look Lafdul a bit annoyed.
Lafdul shrugs.
Braxon will say, my friend Lafdul's a bit weird, but he saved my life many times.
Well, so you're going to get her right now?
Yeah,
It's in the
we
middle
will.
of the night, though. I'd say.
It's
I
not the
mean, I
middle of
don't
the night.
mind.
We will go and
It's
inform
gonna be the
Mother
middle of the
Weir.
night. She gave us a reading earlier on today. She's gonna be a bit worn out.
Well, I mean, this all
I did
happened
the
since you
same-
came.
Hey, what? Sorry, say that again.
This all started when you came here. We're feeling fine before you came by. With Rishtar.
We were just trying to investigate why this is happening. We
We will
do
get
have.
Mother Weir. You just calm down and don't take care of eating and rest so the headaches should ease, and remember to take the herbal medicine that I gave to your husband. And then I look at Lafdul and say, we should go get Mother Weir.
Alright, if she's willing to make the trek over in the middle of the night.
So you guys are going to leave the house now?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you come out. Higgimus, you're still outside. The rest of the party comes out, and you can hear some sounds from the family inside that is not exactly
Not
good
child
sounds, shall
friendly.
we say.
Oh,
That
what happened
is,
in there?
We're gonna
They
get
don't
chased off the
sound very
planet.
happy.
I just know it.
They didn't like that I wasn't subtle about it.
About what?
They've got
They've got
headaches.
a
And
curse.
Lafdul came in and just told them that they have magical headaches.
Oh.
And they are superstitious farmers, so you can imagine the panic.
Oh, well, I don't know about superstitious, but they definitely don't like outsiders. What can be done about it?
Well, they really want that we inform Mother Weir about this.
so, what did anyone else find out?
Well, I share what I know with the party. That they both have headaches and that the wife answered the questions that Leva asked farmer who was on the other room, and the wife couldn't have heard the question. So there is something magical in here, but don't know what yet.
All right. Well,
Right.
I guess nothing to be done about, right?
What did you find out, Lafdul?
I just know that him, his wife, and Rishtar are all afflicted.
Yeah,
And
have they got anything in common?
either the person who ate the diseased food or cursed food had the curse, and now it's spreading, maybe by proximity, if they're not eating the same thing. So it stands to reason, because their kids have not gone in the same room as Rishtar, that they've not been affected, but they will be affected eventually.
So, is it a magical curse?
Yep.
Well, it would seem so.
Is there anything we can do to get rid of it?
You don't know what type of affliction it is. I would have to use... I don't know if it's a curse, I don't know if it's disease. I don't know if it's magic.
If
I
Leva
couldn't
were
tell.
to cast, if Leva were to cast a dispel magic on a house or on stuff that they use, would they be affected?
If they're in cover, I don't think it will.
I mean,
Okay.
if you cast dispel magic on the house, then yeah, if they're within the area of effect. Whether it will work or not, that depends entirely on the magic in question. But since you don't know the magic in question, there's really no way for you to say with any form of certainty yes or no. They would or would
But I
not be
could
affected.
try.
Yeah, you could absolutely try it. Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Dispel magic on the house.
Yes.
Okay.
I stand far enough away.
Yes.
Yeah, Braxon to get back.
I stand far away from Lever as well, just in case it targets her. Her spells have a way of
Just
going
Just
all over the
wait.
place.
All right. Go ahead and give me the D20 roll for dispel magic.
If they're watching you,
Whenever we roll that, we always roll.
what's the saving throw of a house?
Saving throws don't matter. It's yeah.
It's
It does
opposed to D20 rolls, I believe.
Not exactly. It's
Based on the curse that you're trying to spell. or
it's
whatever.
based on the level of the magic that you're trying to dispel. Items have
everyone's-
fixed levels. This was cast outside of. I mean,
Is
you
Leva
were
the
not
only
in the
one
area.
with the spell magic prepared, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no plans on having that.
Does the farmer's clothes disappear?
Dispel magic is an extremely powerful spell.
Yeah, I had plant growth, I had memory read and emotion control as prepared up spells.
Lafdul, you would still have detect magic up. It was not dispelled because you were not in the area of effect. Do you want to like peek in the windows? It's the only way you'd really know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I? Yeah, no, I guess it's gonna do great for me. My reputation now.
You
He's
do
staring
ha-
at the windows.
You do have
Change
stealth.
Change
You
yourself
have
to look like a
stealth.
sheep and peek through the window.
No, I'm going to move. The thing is, if I move silent, it takes time. I don't know how long I've had the spell in effect.
A few minutes, but it's not like I mean you're not that far away. It's not like you've gone.
Alright, then I'm going to
a mile
attempt
away
to
kind
move
of thing.
silently, and
Okay.
Hide in the shadows.
I guess 45, 35. Pretty low when you're wearing armor.
Okay. So you attempt to sneak up on. What window do you want to go to first? Like, do you want to look in on the? I mean, if they're still all in the same, in the different rooms, then you need to like kind of look for 3 different windows.
Can I hang on? Let me just check something. I'm gonna reduce self to make myself smaller and less obvious.
You might have trouble looking in the window then.
Can I partially reduce myself?
I mean, yeah, I'd say that you have some control over how much you reduce yourself, but
just enough so I can just about see over the
Okay.
windowsill.
Leva
It might
blinks
give me a
at,
help. It might not.
Leva blinks at Lafdul. Do you want me to reduce you?
Now I've got it as my. You need to do that on.
You could hop from windowsill to windowsill.
All right, so you shrink yourself down a few inches, and so what window do you want to go to first? Do you want to look in on Rishtar? Do you want to look in on the farmer, or do you want to look in on the wife?
Rishtar, because they're going to be. Yeah.
Okay, you're still detecting the magic from him.
Alright, then I attempt to sneak away.
I can't remember if we've ever rolled well on Dispel Magic.
Then check the.
Yeah, I rolled a 20.
Oh.
As far as I'm concerned, if one of them's affected, they're all affected.
Okay, so you're only looking for
Ooh.
one. Looking at one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to make any more of an inconvenience than I already have, so.
Okay.
Old.
Yep.
Is there a difference between a spellcaster doing that dispel on an area and targeting a person?
So, there are 3 ways you can use dispel magic.
Yeah.
The way that I'm playing it, you can dispel a specific item. So, in other words, evil wizard coming at you and he's holding his staff of power. You can attempt to dispel the magic on the staff specifically, and it will only affect the staff, and it will disable the item for a short duration. 2,
Right.
you can try to dispel a specific magical effect that you know. So, in other words, you are familiar with the spell Blur. You know that an enemy coming towards you has the spell Blur on them. You've verified that with a spellcraft check, etc. You can attempt to dispel that.
Yeah.
3rd, dispel an area. And it's
Right.
every magic in that area is checked against, including items,
Right.
including magical effects, including potions.
Right.
So those are the 3 ways to do it.
Yeah. So once you've missed the spell, it's you lose the ability to do the dispelling a specific spell on a person unless you can find a way.
It's not you're not casting it on a person. If you're casting it on a person, then you're casting it on the area, and it's just centered on the person.
Yeah. So could Lafdul use spellcraft when he read that guy's mind to try and work out what spell might be on him?
He could, he could have tried it.
Know. What, really?
You absolutely could have tried it. Whether you get any information is... I mean, you can always try it, a spellcraft check. I'm not going to stop you from checking.
See how, because they just found a rabbit.
Well, right, but you could use spellcraft to see, does this match up with anything I know? Now, do you have a chance to do this? I mean, do you have an actual chance? It might only work on a 1. You might only get information on a 1. You might not even get information on a 1. But you can always try the roll. That said, I don't want you to just, as a routine, every time you encounter something, do spellcraft. I mean, if Zakad, as Lafdul's player, didn't think that there was any reason to use it, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly reasonable. You don't have to use it every time. If you can't think of any reason to use it, then you can't think of any reason to use it, and you don't use it.
No, that's cool. I'm just trying to work out how we're supposed to research ill people.
There's other magics involved.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's other spells that you can cast, other divinations and stuff like that, so...
Okay. Well, I guess we could get back to the top side then, if people don't want to try stuff like that.
Alright. Are you going to head towards... Do you want to head to Mother Weir's house? Or are you going to go to your camp?
Otherwise, it'll make us out of our liars.
We should go by Lurik's camp before we go to Mother Weir's, because we also left a note to the Lurik's camp that we would be going there later.
Okay. Does everyone agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guess that sounds fun, right?
Okay.
That's good.
And
Alright.
they might have some information for us.
So as you are making your way back, we will switch over to Sinrae and Ockar.
Okay.
So I'm going to assume that you guys discussed it with the rest of the party. What do you want to do? Like, how long are you willing to wait here, kind of thing? At what point would you be saying, "All right, we're going back to camp," kind of thing?
Just
I
after
thought we were gonna
evening.
wait for the rest of the party to come back here.
Oh, okay. Let's bring everyone in then. I mean, like, is that what the understanding was, that you would be going back to the cave?
That
After
was the understanding I had, that that they would come back to the cave.
Yeah, as far as I
Well,
knew.
Braxon did
That's why I
memorize
was.
the exact rock.
Yeah,
Nuts.
eventually we would be.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So we're just hanging out at the cave until they come back together.
Do we have to pass Mother Weir's house on the way to the cave?
you don't have to, but you can. It's not that
'Cause I
far
thought
out of
it
the way.
was. Yeah, I thought the tunnel was to the south.
I mean, the tunnel was around somewhere here.
Yeah, I mean, you can go this
So we
way.
can go Ulrich's camp and then Mother Weir and then
And
to
that
the
way.
cave.
Yeah, I mean,
So
rather than
if we let her, she can prepare to go down the next day.
Yeah, get her to calm them down.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's really easy to stop by the town before going to the cave and Lurk's camp.
Yeah.
It's like barely out of your way, really, in the grand scheme. All right. So while you're in the cave, Sinrae and Ockar, what are you doing?
Well, she was checking the drawings. I'm just kind of sitting around. We're kind of chatting a bit.
Okay, so you will be talking for as long as it takes until the rest of the party gets back, or what? Because
I mean,
Until the
it's
rest of the
bit
party
of-
gets back. I'm keeping an ear out to see if anybody comes in.
Yeah, Sinrae is actively listening towards the bend, where she's still hidden, but
then you would want Ockar to be quiet.
Okay.
yeah, so
And
we
yourself, of
probably
course.
talk. Yeah, we probably talked a little bit while it's still a bit lighter,
Okay.
because it's my figuring is that he's gonna come back near evening, probably
Yeah,
with food.
that's fair enough.
Okay, so like let's say 2 hours pass, 3 hours pass, 4 hours pass. Is this after a bit of talking initially and making some decisions and plans and stuff like that, you settle in and just be quiet for a few hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you guys gonna wait?
Sinrae is. You said there was like a bet. She's near the bend, or she's out of sight, but she's gonna have a good listening advantage at the entrance.
Okay.
Ockar's sitting in the main camping area waiting for a signal from Sinrae in case she hears somebody coming.
All right. What kind of signal?
Should probably just raise her, since he probably has line of sight of her. She's probably just gonna raise her hand and.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I see her raise her hand, then I'm going to stand up.
All right. Then Ockar, give me a dexterity check and a constitution check.
Oh, okay. Give me a second. I'm bringing it up. Didn't have my character sheet open.
Yeah, I mean you can just start by rolling 2d20 and then checking.
I passed both.
Okay. Sinrae, a little bit to your surprise, Ockar seems really good at keeping quiet and still in plate armor.
I'm not wearing plate right now.
Oh, you're not?
I'm wearing banded.
Oh, it's about the same thing in the grand scheme of things.
Is it banded? It's that it's banded armor with that oak branch thing and acorns symbols on it.
Okay. Sinrae, what is
Yes.
your detect noise, hear noise?
My noise is 40.
Okay. All right. So the two of you settle in to wait, and time passes. It seems to pass really slowly, like molasses. But it steadily gets darker and darker and darker out as the sun begins to set. Sinrae, after a number of hours, you would guess somewhere between 3 and 4, you hear some sounds outside.
She's going to raise her hand to just sort of a symbol of, I hear, sort of wait at Ockar so she knows she hears something, but to stay in position.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll slowly nod and just sit there waiting.
Yeah, you would if you could see her hand. It's gotten dark enough.
Damn.
Well, I'll just wait. I didn't see the hand, so I'm like...
You're still waiting, yep.
I'll just wait. It still does functionally the same thing as you wanted.
Sinrae, with your infravision, you do, after a few minutes, you can hear some, feet on the rough stone outside, and then you can see with your infravision a humanoid figure coming towards the cave, coming right around the rock and beginning to enter. It's pretty clearly a male, and he seems to be carrying a small bundle with him.
When he gets in reach, she is going to pretty much try to grab him and pin him so he doesn't scamper off before they can. So, because pretty much, if he suddenly sees her in the dark, she's like, yeah, he's gonna spook and run, so.
Okay. If I hear a struggle, I'm gonna get up.
Yeah, so, Ockar, you're sitting there quiet, and you can hear some sounds occasionally and stuff like that, but, you can't tell exactly what, and it's just like occasionally the sound of birds outside, and then, some wind and things like that. And then all of a sudden, you hear a man scream loudly, and the sound of right after the sound of a body against a body kind of thing.
I'm gonna stand up and take out the continual light stone so I can see, and then I'm gonna head to help out Sinrae.
All right, so you pull out the stone, and dazzling light fills the cave. Unfortunately, blinding Sinrae temporarily. However, you still have the guy in a hold. So I mean, it was pretty easy. He was not expecting it, and he's clearly not skilled at anything of that sort. Whereas you, more so than him at least, are.
Does the guy now that I see him, does he match the description of the guy we're looking for?
So you see, hold on a second.
Sinrae's just like, ow, my eyes.
Sorry.
Yeah, she does, definitely give a painful yell or growl or something when that stone comes out.
I don't have infravision.
So you see Sinrae has tackled a human man of about average height, a little bit taller than that. Reasonably sturdy build, but his hair and skin are dirty. His hair is just a mess, unkempt. You see, bits of twig and stuff like that mixed in. He definitely has not combed. He has not showered. Certainly has not been able to clean himself. His clothes, he's wearing, pretty standard clothing that you would have expected from someone, maybe from a town like Brawl, but they're in kind of tatters. The cuffs and the hems are just frayed. There are holes throughout. There's stains, and he is just struggling, panicking, screaming
Hey, buddy.
He's still struggling and screaming.
What was
Artie.
his name again?
Artie.
Artie, we're not here to hurt you. We just want to talk.
That calms him down a little bit. He's still like struggling, but he's not crying out as like that. Kind of cuts off his scream, but he's still struggling. He looks like he's been blinded by the light too. He has not been revved up like a deuce though.
Artie, calm down. I'm keeping a hold of you because we want to talk to you, and I don't want you running.
Yeah,
Who are you?
My name is Ockar. I'm a paladin of Tyr, and that is Sinrae.
I'm a courier. We were here visiting and delivering messages, and we heard about what was going on. We just want to talk.
We were asked to investigate about the missing woman.
We don't think you did it, but we want to know what went on.
Yes.
You're here to. You're here to find.
Help.
We're here to figure out what happened to her, and your testimony will help with that.
He seems to need, like, he's clearly trying to catch his breath, and he's not struggling.
Yeah, she's
anymore.
just like, I'm gonna let you go. Go have a seat. We have some water and a bit of rations, and let's talk.
Okay, both of you can see now. The blinding was only temporary, and just took a moment to get used to the bright light. He as soon as you let him go, he kind of like scrambles back against the wall and kind of huddles, and his eyes are darting between the two of you furtively, just like like wide as saucers. And he's clearly huddled up, and you can tell that he's pretty darn scared.
Hey. So, we're not gonna hurt you. We're just here to help and figure out what happened. And hopefully find the woman and save her.
You're gonna find. Gee, I completely forgot what her name is. Hold on a second. Okay. You're here to find Finera?
That's one of our goals, yes.
Yes.
Who are you again?
This is Ockar. He's a paladin of Tyr, and I'm Sinrae, a courier. Just take your time, take a few deep breaths.
I'm gonna show him my holy symbol so he can see that I am a holy man.
I don't know what happened. I mean, I've not done any of the things that they accuse me of. I don't know what they think of me, but they think that I've been killing the sheep and everything. But it wasn't me. I tell you, it wasn't me.
We believe you. We believe you. We
We
just want to look into things and figure out what has been killing the sheep and what kidnapped her.
I don't know what's been killing the sheep. I don't know what happened to Finera.
When did you see Finera last?
It was many days ago. She came to visit me at my shack, and then she left. That wasn't much longer that Mother Weir came by and told me that the villagers were up in arms, that they were coming for me. They think that I had done all the killings, and they were coming for me.
Mother Weir came by.
Did she?
Yes.
Was their clothes when you left your home where you were staying? Did you see clothing outside? Because
Yes.
we were told they found her. They found
Her bodice or something?
her overcoat.
Yeah, her overcoat, and it had blood on it.
Last I saw, she left to go home.
And you didn't see anything with blood or anything
No, not at all.
before that. Have you had a lot of doings with Mother Weir?
I got my fortune told occasionally. She seemed fairly standard as that type. I don't put much stock in that sort of thing. I know a little bit of magic. I did some training, but it really wasn't my thing, and I haven't. But I don't know anything about that. She was always kinder to me than most of the rest of the villagers. I got some medicines from her on occasion when I needed something.
Do you know why she came to you to warn you that the others were coming for you?
I mean, she'd always been kinder to me than the others.
Was there any place that I just forgot her name?
Finera? Mother Weir?
Finera. Yeah,
Finera.
Finera. Do you know any place Finera might hide if she was in danger?
With her father, I would think. He would never harm her. Otherwise me, but obviously that's not the case.
Yeah, this does go against a certain theory I had, but okay. And we know that she hasn't been with her father because she's kind of become a drunken wreck.
Yeah, and he's looking for her all the time.
I can imagine ever since her mother died, she's basically been his life.
Did she have anything? Had you given her anything? A necklace or anything that they could possibly be used to find her?
We have a friend who has a spell of sorts that could be used to locate a unique object or something. So if she has anything like that that you might have given her, we could use that to try to track her down.
I did give her a locket. It was something I picked up on Brawl some time back. If that would help, but I don't have any of my I don't have any of my tools with me. I can't give you a drawing of it.
What? Let's see. I think I have some. Let's see. Sinrae, do you have any like ink or paper in your backpack?
No, I don't. I usually memorize things.
What have you been using to draw on the walls? Actually, wait. I do have an inkwell, but I don't have paper.
Do you have a quill?
Yes.
Are you gonna mention both of those to him?
Yeah, I have an inkwell and a quill.
Oh, he rummages through a small pack that fell in the struggle, and you see a heavy-looking book in there, but he doesn't pull that out. He pulls out a smaller, thinner book with rough paper on it, in it. It has just kind of a soft leather cover and an oilskin wrap, and he immediately starts flipping through it.
I'll get the inkwell and quill out of my backpack.
Sinrae, you recognize immediately that after about halfway through what he's flipping through, there's nothing but drawings of Finera. The first things were like sketches of the surrounding landscape, the hill, stuff like that, and then after that, it's just like all her.
You really liked her, didn't you?
I mean, he seems kind of like tongue-tied, and you can see him blushing. He comes
all
to
right.
a blank page, and he kind of like holds his hands out to you, Ockar, with like really grabby hands.
I'm gonna hand him the inkwell and quill.
He dips in and really quickly starts sketching, drawing out a locket in very fine detail, and he then tears out the sheet and says, holds it to you. Will this help? You'll need to let the ink dry.
Yes, we'll let the ink dry, and I will show this to my friend, and he can help us track down where the locket will be. And that may give us a clue to where she might be.
Is there one of her drawings we could have so we could recognize her better? And so that she knows we've seen you?
He looks down at the sketchbook and then kind of clutches it tight and says, I couldn't give one up.
Can you at least let us look at one of the pictures so we can memorize what she looks like?
Kind of like reluctantly looks at you with suspicion and slowly slowly releases his tight grip on it and pages through to one and shows it to you. It's very well done. He definitely has artistic talent. And you would, like, from looking at this, you think you might have recognized her from the sketches on the wall, but with this, definitely you would recognize her if you come across her.
Okay. You can keep the inkwell and quill if you want, and I promise, on my honor, that I will not tell anybody where you are until after we have determined where she is and if she's safe. Once we find the truth of the matter, until we find the truth of the matter, your secret will be safe here.
Yeah, I think our friends are going to be joining us here shortly. We hope. But we have
we're
a
part
ship.
of an adventuring group. We made a arrangement that we would meet up here, but we don't need to meet up in the cave. We could be outside the cave.
You can see the panic is coming back into his eyes.
Don't worry, they're good people.
What I'd like to offer, if it will be okay with Higgimus when he returns, since it is his ship, we would escort you to the docks to stay on the ship until this is resolved. You would be safer there and have food and water.
But
probably be much better than this cave.
Fanera's around here somewhere. I couldn't leave the area until I found her.
You would just be at the docks. It would be safer for you.
He kind of like bites his lip and
Fanera would want you to. Fanera would want you to be safe, wouldn't she?
I'll need to think about it.
That's all right.
Of course, take your time.
We'll wait outside the cave. I know you probably haven't been around a lot of people recently.
Yeah.
Be careful. It is dangerous at night.
We've fought a dragon before.
We
here?
also had not here.
Not here, but on Greenbelt.
A green shield.
We did also have an interesting encounter when we camped at the tower last night.
Yeah.
At mentioning that, his eyes widen and that place is dangerous. You camp there?
Yeah, we fought a ghostly dwarf.
He frowns for a moment and says, I don't know anything about that. That's not what I've seen.
What did you see?
Yeah, what?
I don't know. Something walks the moors occasionally. It isn't fast. I've been able to outrun it every time I see it. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't move like a person.
Is it shadowy?
I never saw it from very close. I'm extremely careful out there.
That's probably a wise thing, but... Thank you.
Also, if we do run into a ghost-like figure, I have a magic candle that harms ghosts. He
kind of looks at you with skepticism and confusion and...
Sinrae's gonna raise an eyebrow as well, because she's like, Magic candle parts ghosts. Are you sure?
I was.
Did
I
Lafdul
found
give
it.
it to you?
No, I found it on. It was his entire other adventure. We were on we found a crest elven vessel, and after fighting a huge beast on there, we found the candle, and I've used it once to get rid of these undead shadow monsters.
Huh. That almost could have come in handy last night.
Yeah, well, I wasn't exactly I wasn't exactly here, so to say, last night.
Oh, we were all woken up from a pretty dead sleep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you two are gonna wait outside the cave.
Yes, and
Yeah.
while we are, I'm gonna ask Ockar, but also sort of out of character, what happened to the gems the dwarf had? So I think there was a mention that he had some gems on him?
Yep.
Who has those?
Neither of you. It's probably either Higgimus or Lafdul.
I always suspect that gems are on Lafdul.
I will.
Out of character, who would be carrying that sort of thing?
It's either me,
Ockar.
unless Lafdul interjects and says that he has.
I would probably be appraising them for a couple of days, and I give them back to you if they're gems.
Would you actually be
Because-
doing that now, or would you wait until you got like
It would
downtime
just
on
be
the
like
ship?
as I'm traveling, I'm just looking at them. I
Because
mean,
then
what else
the
am I going to be
Sinrae's-
doing while I'm walking for like several hours?
I don't know, but
Because-
usually
Gemologist.
you need like good lighting and the eyepiece and or at least other lenses to really appraise a gem.
And that
I
stuff's
guess I would have
probably...
a rough appraisal before I do a proper appraisal.
Yeah,
I don't. I mean, either way. So one of you two would have it.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
probably.
Okay.
Sinrae's just going to mention to Ockar, she's like, when they get back, I want to have a closer look at those gems and ask Lafdul if he got a good look at the gems Mother Weir's candelabra she had.
Yeah, I
Because
still can't believe I can't believe he knocked that thing over.
Well, something's adding up strangely.
Yes.
And
The mention of Mother Weir coming to visit already really kind of wrinkled something in the back of my mind.
yeah, because the way I had seemed to have thought the way things happened was they came looking for her at Artie's place and then found the coat, the overdress, covered in blood and blood in his home.
You would have think they would have run into Mother Weir there if she got there first.
And you think Artie would mention blood and
He would
well,
know.
yes, I think he's gone. He's quite obviously in love with this girl.
Do you think this Mother?
I don't think he had anything to do with it.
Do you think this Mother Weir character could have
He was in love.
staged it? Like
Losing
told
sand.
him that the villagers were after him, and then after he left, she staged the scene of the crime.
Possibly, or she came back. I'm not really clear. Just some of Mother Weir's something about the fortunes wiggled my mind, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like,
I wish I had remembered to try my detect evil intent on her when we met her.
I'm not sure if she's evil or if something is using her or if we're just barking up the wrong tree. I believe that's the expression.
Yeah. It's just an odd thing to come across. Like, I'm still curious why she... The fact that she was there first and warned him and told him to, like, go run and hide, and then the villagers came and saw the bloody mess that he apparently didn't leave there. Like, something's up.
Yeah, I mean, it could be he did kill her and doesn't remember, but that doesn't.
No,
He-
he doesn't seem like a killer to me.
I have come across people that have not seemed like killers that probably committed more atrocities than I want to imagine, but he didn't, yeah, you're right, he just didn't seem the sort. But
I'm just hoping.
sorry, go ahead.
I'm just hoping that the picture of the locket will help us find whatever happened.
Yeah, I'm starting to think we might not find her alive. Or as she was. This is a bit out of my depth, unfortunately. But I think he
Yeah.
will be safer on the ship if Higgimus is okay with it. If nothing else, then if anything else happens, we know it's not him.
Yeah, like if we know where he is and more of those sheep end up dying, then yeah, we know it's not him doing that.
Yeah, and if you put him on the ship and you come back to the ship and all the crew are dead, then now you know it's him.
Well, I'm pretty sure the crew can handle him.
Yeah, the crew is at least combat trained.
I think and if anything, he can be kept in a brig. But we'll see what Higgimus says.
I think the
it
crew
is
can handle.
Higgimus's crew.
I think the crew have a better shot at digging him out than the sheep. I could. Next time we talk to him, I'm going to try to use my detective intent on him.
On Motherware?
No, on Artie, just in case, but on Mother Weir too.
I mean, could you be able to do it from out here?
No, there's Brock in the way. I have to be looking at him.
You could always go in and say you're just checking on him and leave him some food.
Yeah, that's probably a smart idea. The way it kind of works, at least my best understanding of it, is that it's less of a magical detection, it's more of me observing someone and how they act to get an idea if they're thinking something evil or they're planning on doing something evil.
And keep in mind that you have to concentrate and focus on them for a full
I
round.
have to focus on like their body movements or like a twitch of the eye or something.
Yeah, you would know best how your spell works. Shall we just settle in and wait then?
Yeah.
Okay. So the rest of the party, you have an uneventful trip back towards town. I have no idea what that means, Lafdul. You can ask me. It's not really secret. So.
No, I just wanted to know if it would, if I were to use it as what it is, would it have an effect?
As long as it doesn't get used up before you need to stop using it for the other thing. Yeah. All right. So the rest of the party, you're gonna go to Lurk's camp first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since it's on the way.
Okay. You approach the camp. They are sitting out roasting a rabbit for dinner. As you approach.
Oh dear, we're rabbits.
So who's approaching? Who's going to say what? You're not sure that they've noticed you yet.
Ooh, element of surprise.
I mean,
ambush them.
They're all sitting in campfire around a campfire. You can, and they're. It's not like it's in a grove of trees.
I seem to have a bad track of talking lately, so I'm not talking.
You can be like, hey, I accidentally spooked some farmers.
Braxon might sing to himself as he approaches, just so the hero's coming in.
Okay. All right. So, like, literally, Braxon is the only person who's indicating to me that they're doing anything. Like, even approaching.
Well, I'm also
okay, so them. Yeah, we'll approach them, and then I'll greet them.
I gotta know what you guys are doing, you know? So you gotta be telling me this stuff. All right, so Higgimus, you're leading the way as Braxon is whistling or humming to himself.
Yeah.
All right. They as you approach, they hearing Higgimus's voice, they kind of recognize. They at least recognize Giff, which there's only one Giff on the island so far as anyone knows. So they turn in your direction as you come into the firelight, and Luric says, well met. Yeah, have a seat. Unfortunately, we don't have much to share. Did pick up some ale at the pub. If you'd like some of that, we could spare some of that.
I'm good for right now. Looking at what they have, where they eat.
They've got you now that you're closer. In addition to the rabbit, you can see that they're roasting some potatoes as well.
Rabbit.
Rabbit and some potatoes.
Braxon says, "Where did you get that rabbit? Have you eaten any of it yet?
Just trapped it
You didn't
around.
find it.
Was it alive when you caught it?
Yeah. I mean, I trapped it myself.
All right, that's fine. As far as we know.
Okay. Well, the farmer on the underside who got sick ate a rabbit just before he got sick. We're not sure if it's related."
That is strange. The whole group kind of looks at the rabbit a little suspiciously. did they? Well, I mean, it was on the underside. Did they trap it themselves, or what?
No, they found a dead rabbit and then they ate it, and then they got.
We don't
Very
know
odd. It might be a coincidence. They might have got ill from something else.
There might have been some plague with that rabbit. They ate a plague victim or something. I don't know.
Leva offers to check whether the rabbit is magical or not. She has detect magic.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to detect, check on that, that's fine with me.
All right. She does that. Fireball everybody.
The one time you don't want a wild surge.
I
one
thought you
time?
said-
Well, at least it would be really, really well done, a rabbit.
for a second, I thought you said.
Many
Lafdul's
times.
going to find some cover.
I thought you
Sinrae
said
and
Lev had,
Ockar. The Sinrae and Ockar just sit around talking, and then they see a fireball off in the distance, and they're like, "Oh no!"
I thought
Oh,
you said
look,
Lev
there's
had a
where
detect
Lev
rabbit
is.
spell.
Yeah.
I wonder if we should help them. Nah, they got leather. They'll be fine.
What's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen?
Levercast detect rabbit.
Unfortunately, Leva, you definitely detect that your spell goes awry, but you have no idea what it did. You don't
Okay.
see anything obvious, but you're not detecting magic.
Okay.
Note that no one else actually knows this, so you will need to indicate to other people exactly like how you react.
Mm-hmm.
Did you cast your spell?
Yes, I did. I don't know what happened. Do you all feel okay?
Lurk is kind of looking at you weirdly. Yeah.
Braxon checks to see if he's naked.
You just were going to tell me if this rabbit was magical. What's going on?
I can't. Something went wrong. The spell went awry. Sorry about that.
Now they're really suspicious about the rabbit. How strange that doesn't.
At least
normally
they have
happen.
potatoes.
God.
I take it the spell is gone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could always feed a tiny piece of tail. If nothing happens to tail, then it's all good.
Would spell
Tayan.
would spell casting actually
I
notice
like the way it
anything?
just washed over there.
I'm sorry, Leva?
Would spell casting detect anything?
What do you mean would spellcasting detect anything?
Spellcrafting.
Oh, spellcraft?
Spellcrafting, sorry. Sorry, yes.
No, I mean, you're not noticing any effect, so you don't...
I meant whether the rabbit is magical or not.
Oh, no.
Okay.
You need magic.
No, I mean, you need something to see. You can't just, like, walk up to a rock or walk up to a dead animal and use spellcraft to determine if it's magical. Unless of course, like, there needs to be some indication. Like, if the rabbit was blue, yeah, okay, that might, spellcraft might have a role there.
Okay. I take it the rabbit isn't blue. It looks normal.
Well, it's skinned, so no. I mean,
Where did you gut it? I guess you gutted it in a river.
just where we've set up a little privy on the side of the hill.
Maybe not.
Dig it up, bury it. Dig a hole, bury it, that kind of thing.
No, I was seeing if something maybe the rabbit ate is causing it, rather than it actually being the rabbit's fault. I mean, that's how most diseases and pathogens work, as far as we know. How much is modern science?
You don't really know much about it. I mean, obviously, people.
You know,
you would know that. You would know that.
Like rats carry diseases. Cat eats the rat. Cat gets disease, or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you know
The rabbit ate
that
something that was
diseases can
bad.
be transmitted by contact and by people sneezing on other people and stuff like that. But that's kind of the limit, and certainly that's all mixed in with, some people believe that in certain situations, cats are carrying the disease, or rats are carrying the disease, or dogs are carrying the disease, that sort of thing. So.
But we do not know that there are small microbes that are causing them.
Right. And, in fact, you may not actually know that that is the case here in the fantasy Dungeons & Dragons world, since so much of the rest doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know, Solas, those microbe things you just brought up. Because,
That's out of
I mean,
character. That's out of character.
That was a
it's out of
player knowledge.
character.
it's
Yeah.
all magic, didn't you know that?
Yeah, that was player speaking, not Sola speaking.
There's also that thing of toasted bread products causing diseases in rabbits.
What?
What?
Well, rabbits die from mixing mitosis. Never mind.
It's an after session, damn it, I guess.
Huh.
They really multiply.
But what have Lurik's party found out since we agreed to share information?
They relate to you that they did some scouting down by the swamp. They recommend avoiding it. Lurik says that he doesn't have a whole lot of experience with dangerous plant life, but he thinks some of it might be in there.
Living plants, I'd say.
No,
Braxon.
he's just like he saw a plant
Poisonous?
there that had some animal bones around it. Nothing big, like it was rabbit, maybe a fox, but it's just like
Can I?
that's the
Roll-
kind of thing that says to him, bad idea to go there.
Can I roll spellcraft on the plant sphere if it's a plant? Maybe a spell? It might be like Snapdragon or something. I don't know where I'm going with this.
For the animal, I mean the plant.
Yeah,
That's-
no, the plant that might
No.
have caused it.
No,
You'd have to look at the
that's
plant, wouldn't
reaching. That's more like
Alright.
fishing.
you? Braxon asked if they saw any cat tracks while they were down near the swamp.
No, not down near the swamp. Can't think of anyone having a pet cat in town either.
No,
that I've
not
seen.
pet cat.
We
What do you
saw few tracks of a large cat-like creature.
Yeah, it looks like it was headed towards the swamp.
That's news to me. No, I haven't seen anything like that in all the days we've been here. You sure?
Yep.
I think
we
the
can show
people
you
here
where
would
it
have
was.
known if there was a large cat. How big were these tracks?
Braxon
Mountain
holds out
cat.
his hands or fingers
That's a
to
large
show.
cat. I think the people around here would be aware of something like that.
Is one of you good at scouting things?
I mean, I can do some tracking. I'm not the best, but I can do a little bit.
Or maybe we
They,
could go
they
look
weren't
together.
that far away from here.
Maybe we could go look together sometime. We've got to meet up with our friends, but we could go to the area where we saw the footprints, and you could see if you could follow them.
You want to come first thing tomorrow morning and take a look?
What do you think? Well, we'll have to ask our colleagues, but it sounds
Well,
like
no, I
a
mean
good idea.
you're all there other than Sinrae and Ockar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And to be perfectly honest, like I mean, you can't go check with them and then come back and give your answer. So it's either say yes or no.
Sounds like
Did
a
we
plan
have
to me.
anything that we need to do beyond that tomorrow?
Not first thing in the morning, no.
All right, then that sounds good to me.
All right, first thing in the morning. Other than that,
First thing in the morning. Say first thing in the morning. It might be a bit later than first thing in the morning.
well, we'll wait for
Uh,
you. We'll wait for you.
Oh, what with
changing spells takes a while.
regaining spells and praying and all that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
I'll look around. You said it's up that way a bit. He kind of gestures in the general direction that you indicated.
Yeah, we mentioned the general area, we spotted them.
I'll see what I can find. I'll at least stake it out so I'm familiar with it, and then when you
And
come
it
down,
was
we can
only
see about following it.
it was we could only see them for only a small area.
All right, I'll keep an eye out for it.
Did they find anything else?
Oh, yeah. Did find another dead sheep.
Oh.
Out up. He indicates in this area, kind of thing.
Did the sheep have indications of what killed it?
Big claws, same as the other
Big
ones that we've
claws.
seen. Definitely
Okay.
not.
Braxon,
Definitely not weapons. No weapon I'm familiar with, at least.
Braxon turns to Lafdul and whispers, "Does your deity let you talk to dead sheep?"
Yes, but I couldn't understand them.
I thought your deity let you talk to animals.
Can't deal them both at the same time.
Be sure?
Yep.
Have you tried?
No, but I'm not. I'm reasonably certain. 95% certain.
Well, you're 5% uncertain then. He winks at him. Gives him the elbow.
Know what I mean? Know what I mean?
That's
Sure,
wink,
if you're
wink.
willing to fund this endeavor.
How much does it cost for you to talk to a dead sheep?
It doesn't cost me anything. It's just something I'm not willing to do normally. I mean,
Okay.
there was a good reason to last time. I looked to Solas. Solas, can't you talk to dead sheep? I mean, talk to animals. Now, you're divination.
Yeah, I have divination, so with what level spell was that?
It's a second level divination spell.
Well,
Talk to animals.
I can memorize it, but I don't have it.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that I'm not the only one that can speak to animals, basically. I'd say Solas can at some sheep. Or bleat sheep.
Oh, I suppose what I should also tell you is, the thing was definitely not eaten. The sheep was definitely not eaten in any way. It was just killed.
Oh.
So
Torn apart.
Don't foxes normally do that? I don't know of any animals that do that. Not any big ones.
I've
anyway.
heard of foxes doing that, but not to a sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that to a load of chickens. They'll just tear their heads off and kill the.
Cats will kill for pleasure if they're full.
Oh, there are big cat footprints, aren't there? So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they might be connected.
Do they know enough to recognize the difference between, let's say, a dog claw and a cat claw?
It's a dog claw. I can hear it.
I mean, you're asking him.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't seen any large cats. I've never encountered a large cat before in my life. I encountered some wolves before. They don't usually kill with their claws. It's usually their teeth. Usually they're just using their paws to, hold the thing down while they tear it apart with their teeth. I saw at least 3 distinct straight lines through the flesh. It was deep. I've never seen anything like it. Don't know what it was. It might have been a large cat, but could have been many other things too.
Okay.
Got anything else you guys want to ask him or share?
Well, I think we could share them about the dwarf creature.
The what creature? Oh, the dwarf creature.
creature.
Yeah. Yeah, we might as well mention that.
All right, what are you going to tell him?
We got ambushed by a dwarf when we stayed at the top of the hill, and he wasn't a normal dwarf. And
He seemed like he was made out of shadows.
we captured him alive, but he sort of burnt up in the sunlight when the day came.
Do you specifically mention that you were camping in the ruined tower?
Yeah.
Lurik lets out a whistle at that, kind of a surprise whistle, and the 2 twins, at the mention of the shadowy dwarf thingy, kind of give sounds of surprise, and Lurik says, "Wow, I'm surprised you camped up there. What with the stories?
Well,
you think that thing was the ghost that everyone speaks about?"
maybe, and it might not be the only one.
But the tower itself is it's not dangerous itself. It's actually old holy site.
Yeah, I figured if people were talking about ghosts, there might be some sort of undead up there. We're not really in a position to take on many of those.
It might be undead. I thought it was a living dwarf when we encountered it, so I was trying to take it alive, but it gave me a bit of a battering.
It might have been undead, but we're not quite sure yet.
Yeah.
Well,
But
do you think you took care of it? I mean, do you think more are gonna come?
Well, we did only see that one dwarf, and he summoned a few copies of himself, but those disappeared once we knocked him out.
Yeah.
We
could try going up there again, see if we lure out any.
Well, I mean, my understanding was that you were gonna camp there again. Is that not what your plan was?
Yeah, we
it's our plan.
camp there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, stay safe. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, and
Thanks.
we'll meet tomorrow.
All right. We'll talk to you in the morning then. All right. So you
Stay safe.
take your leave of them and head back to meet with Ockar and Sinrae.
Yeah.
We were going to stop
Right.
at Mother Bear's.
Right. Okay. So you get into town, and knock on her door. Who's gonna do that?
I do it.
Okay. There is no answer.
Braxton
You wait a good
walk
5
around inside
minutes, knock again, kind of thing, and
And
No,
do we see any lights on the window?
Braxton's going to pop around and look through the windows. He's
um,
not going to wait 5 minutes.
the windows are shrouded by kind of gauzy colored curtains, so it's very difficult to see anything inside. You do think that there is a fire in the hearth, but you think it's been banked, so it's just more like coals, keeping some degree of warmth, but not
Braxton's
enough to
gonna
be too dangerous for to cause the house to burn down, kind of thing.
Braxton's going to hold his lanterns up to the windows, see if he can see in.
That does not help.
Or
That
see if he can get it to come out.
That might actually hinder it.
Yeah.
Is there any other doors?
No, you only see the one front door.
Alright. Is there any
what-
signs of
what
breaking
time is
in
it about?
windows?
It's about 9 p.m.
She might be asleep, or
Or she might be a werecat.
she might be something else.
So no, I mean you don't see any back entrance. You don't see a unless you wanted to try to get in through one of the windows.
No. Well,
Can we shrink Lafdul down to mouse size and catapult him in through the chimney?
Wow.
Straight to the goals.
Yeah, I don't.
Will Lafdul, how do you feel about that idea?
His god would love it.
That's like
you
going
know?
into a lava pit at that size. What do you say? How would Lever feel about sending Tayan in? Down the chimney.
You gonna clean him up afterwards?
Wow, you just sold Tayan out pretty fast there.
I mean, there are hot coals on the.
You would throw Tayan into hot coals?
Hang on, I don't think my aura of comfort would help against.
No, it would not help against landing on hot coals.
I don't.
I was just curious.
I wouldn't actually. Sorry, man. We'd let him down on a string or something, and in a harness. And if he gets uncomfortable, we can pull him back up.
He gave me big puppy eyes. Like, why? Why are you doing this?
I would
You
guess that
traitor.
he couldn't get that far in the chimney.
Probably not.
No, it's much better to use Lafdul.
Lafdul
I
at least could
could use
untie
Lafdul.
himself from a harness.
Braxton's gonna try the door, see if it's unlocked.
Who's got the fire resist ring? Higgimus.
Yeah.
Doesn't that allow me to? Can't you normally withstand like hotter temperatures with that ring?
Don't think
No.
Higgimus will fit down the chimney.
Non-magical fires, rather.
Oh, fires themselves don't bother you, but it's not like
Yeah,
a
and
comfort.
that's. Yeah, hot coals is a natural fire.
Hot coals would definitely count as a natural fire.
Yeah, the ring would work. I would do it with the ring.
You would definitely be
I
able
think-
to walk across hot coals with a ring of fire resistance.
I would do that on my ring of regeneration. So.
Would that ring of fire resistance protect his boots?
What is the what is the goal here, though? That's the
sneaking
question.
the house down the chimney.
Braxton's gonna try the door to see if it's unlocked.
You know,
Yeah,
could
I told you it's not.
knock the.
It's not
Oh.
locked.
I mean, it is locked. I'm sorry.
It's
It,
not
okay,
unlocked.
it does. Yeah, it's not unlocked.
I could unlock it with a gesture.
Right, but also keep in mind that again, look at where everything is here.
Yeah, we would be.
You're pretty
Spotted if someone was-
exposed.
I
You
think
know.
our best bet is to check if there is someone here who knows.
What happened?
What?
Where
How
Mother
about we leave a
is.
note for her then? We leave a note for her,
Yeah.
stick it under a door.
We could leave a note and also go mention it to someone
could go
like
talk to
the
Giff.
innkeeper.
There
We
is
could
a
go talk to-
possibility that Rishta was it Rishta? No, Rishta's the uncut the farmers sent one of their kids ahead to run Because it seemed kind of urgent to them. Oh, we're magically afflicted. Well, just send one of our kids up to run. Don't trust those adventurers.
The kid would be going at night, and
We're 14. It's
Braxon's gonna.
I think
Braxon
we,
says, "Let's just leave a message with Div so we can get going."
We did
Yeah.
sidetrack at the camp, so someone could have overtook us. That's,
do you,
that's
I
what
mean,
I was
do you
going
also
for.
want to leave a note, slip it under her door, kind of thing? You could easily slip it under the door.
yeah, I will write a quick note, put it under the door, and also we'll go inform Div or the innkeeper or both
Probably the innkeeper.
to give this message to Mother
We've
Weir.
pestered Div a lot.
Okay. You.
Well, let's tell Div because Div will want to know that the farmer's real underneath.
All right.
but you
You
can tell-
you go to.
If you want to tell the pub, we can do it. Split up and do it.
All right. Do you want to split up?
Yeah, I go tell the innkeeper.
Okay. So Braxton, you go into Div's house to knock on the door. Revisa answers, and she tells you that Div is not home at the moment. He's over at the pub while Solas is going over there.
Problems.
Well, Braxton's going to tell her because she was higher up in the family than he was.
Okay. Are you gonna tell her to tell him and then go back? Like I'm
Yeah.
assuming that the rest of the party is waiting down at the.
Yeah,
entrance
I'm
to
going to
town.
go inside the pub. It's warmer in there.
Okay, so Solas and Lafdul are going into the pub. Higgimus, were you staying in Leva? Were you staying out?
Yes.
Higgimus is going to be staying out for the most part, unless I tell you otherwise. I'm going to stay outside of these buildings.
Okay. I mean, if you're standing outside of Mother Weir's house, she might come home in the meantime, kind of things too. So.
Well, well, yeah, that's true.
You could just be at the entrance of town.
Yep.
Wait for
Why aren't
the
you
rest of the
keeping
party.
an eye out for that kid?
Braxton's keeping an eye out for the kid, but I don't think you see the kid in the dark.
Yeah, probably not. Could I? I was thinking about getting like a wineskin of some mead or something.
Yeah, I mean, so Solas and Lafdul, you head into the pub.
Yeah.
There's about 7 or 8 people there. Mostly townsmen, sitting around, drinking, talking amongst themselves. You can see Div at one of the tables. And you go in and you do not see the tavern keeper, Magare, there.
Dun dun dun.
His
Maybe that's why the kid wants to talk to us.
his wife comes up to find out what offer you a seat, find out what you want, what whether you want to drink, that kind of thing, or dinner.
I will, because I actually want something. You got anything to go to take out of house, so to speak? Do you do anything like that? I mean, like a small keg or something, or like to go food. I don't know.
No, I mean, I suppose I could make you a sandwich.
Yeah, I'd pay for that.
Right.
While Lafdul is doing that, I will, once I spotted Div, I will go to the table that he is in.
Okay.
Now we know.
All right. So the other townsmen kind of give you a suspicious, unfriendly look as you approach the table. Lafdul is still speaking with the tavern keeper's wife. Solas, what are you gonna do?
Greetings, Div.
Oh yes, Solas. What can I do for you? Just having a drink with the.
I would love to, but I have somewhere I need to be soon. But I would ask you a favor. I was asked to give a message to Mother Weir, but she doesn't seem to be in her home at the moment. So I was wondering if you could deliver it to her once you see her?
I suppose I could stop by in the morning. I mean, if she's not home, then she's probably visiting someone who's sick. If it's this late, she'll probably be staying there through the evening, I imagine.
Yes. Well, the folk who are taking care of Rishtar, they are suffering some headaches, so they wanted Mother Weir to visit them.
All right. I'll pass the message along.
I did give them some herbs to ease up the pain, but I think it would be for their comfort best that Mother Weir also visits them.
No, I'll definitely pass it along. Thank you.
No, thank you. And I will bid you good folk, good rest of the evening.
Thank you. The other men kind of grunt. One of them lifts up his mug and kind of a gesture of appreciation or thanks, but the other two don't.
Yeah, and after that I will go and also buy something to go.
So one of them was friendly.
Well, I mean,
slowly warming up.
Friendlier.
Yeah.
So wasn't that? How was the performance that we totally missed out on?
You're
I
asking.
inquired to the innkeeper.
Well, his wife. He isn't here.
Yeah,
his wife Malva is. She says, "Oh, he's in most days. Not right now. I mean, he's good as
He
can
was
be.
here
I suppose.
earlier on,
yeah.
He?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. No, it's just yeah. We unfortunately had prior engagements, so we missed out. But hopefully we plan to catch him at one point.
I'm sure if you stop by sometime tomorrow, he'll be in.
Does he have a routine?
He just does some singing and playing when he's in.
If we catch him, we catch him.
So that'll be 3 copper pieces. Did you want one as well?
Yes, I would like to have something to eat and
something other than rations.
yeah, and if possible, could I have this wine skin filled with the lovely cider you had?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Although
I would do the same.
My husband said that he was he went up to your camp before the sunset, and he left something for you. He was hoping to kind of give you try to make you feel a little bit more welcome. When he came back, he was kind of disappointed that you weren't there, but he did leave it for you.
Oh, I see.
I don't know if it's cider though.
By the way, where is your husband?
Oh, I'm not sure. He said he had to step out for a bit. He's probably just visiting one of the other men in town. Might be at the blacksmith. I know that we've had some trouble with some boards in the house.
I see. Well, I still would like to have the cider. I mean, more of it wouldn't help. More of it wouldn't harm.
Sure. Just come over here. She kind of directs you towards one of the parts of the pub that's farthest away from people. Just wait right here. I'll go fix you the sandwiches and fill up this with some cider.
She do mine as well.
Thank you.
You're offering her yours?
Yeah,
as well?
yeah.
All right.
I'm paying for mine as well. So
Okay.
yeah, give her a wineskin.
So yes, so she does head in and head back into the kitchen to prepare you some sandwiches, and it's about like 5 minutes later she comes back. The sandwiches are just wrapped up in some common cloth kind of thing, and she's holding the 2 wineskins by the straps. That will be well, all told, it'll come out to a silver piece.
I'll give her a couple silver.
A couple silver?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
We
She
appreciate
kind of
the
lowers her
patronage.
voice before saying this. If you could come by tomorrow, about mid-morning, my husband will be out, and there shouldn't be too many people here. There's something that I wanted to mention, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, we should have time, so
Yeah.
I'll come here by that time.
Thank you. She's kind of like furtively looking around, keeping her voice low.
Do you
Yeah,
want
I
it to
also
be minimal
say
people?
this in low voice.
I'm
One or two
just
people.
worried about something, and she
I
kind of like breaks
understand.
off and then says louder, "Well, I hope you'll have a good evening and be safe out there tonight."
Alright.
Yes, thank you.
Bid her good day.
And good evening to you also.
Thank her for the food.
Okay. So you head back out, meet up with Higgimus and Leva and
Yeah.
Braxon.
Yeah. And once we are there, I quietly mentioned that apparently the innkeeper has left something in our camp, and that the innkeeper's wife has to someone would visit the inn mid-morning. That she has something that she wanted to mention when there are less people around.
She wants a subtle word.
Okay.
Oh,
It might have something to do with the kid trying to poke around watching us.
mm.
Alright, so you're
Sorry, looking
gonna
after her.
make your way back to the cave and meet up with Ockar and
Yeah.
Sinrae.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, Ockar and Sinrae, would you be out with the continual light stone out, or would you be like without it? It's when you're outside of the cave, while it is dark, it's not pitch black. You know,
Twilight, isn't it?
there is some starlight.
Uh,
The fog has very much abated recently.
I'll put the stone away and rely on her infravision.
Okay.
You complain to Sinrae like, "How do you do this? I can't see anything."
I just said that it's not pitch black out.
I know. I was
Why
just
it's
I
taking
was
longer.
role playing out the small talk that they might be doing.
Okay, so you two just kind of sit out and wait. It's pretty uneventful. And after a number of hours, you do spot the party making their way up towards the cave.
Did they spot any rabbits though?
No. This area is a little bit too rocky and lacking in roughage for them.
Hey guys.
Is that you, Ockar?
Yeah, we so we had a major development.
Mm-hmm.
So
we found Artie.
we found Artie.
Oh,
Even
you
talked to him.
How's he doing?
He's
Well as you can expect for somebody who's scared for their life and is and got framed for her girlfriend's death
he's been better.
or disappearance. Yeah.
Has he got enough food?
I was actually going to ask Higgimus if we could put him on the ship for the meantime, since
So, yeah, the thing is, and I'm going to tell the party what Artie told us, how he ended up out here.
Okay, so you share the information basically, so now everyone knows everything that you.
So,
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm going to give Lafdul the picture of the necklace thing?
Pendant.
Did you-
Locket.
Not locket, yeah.
Did you ask him what time month?
And say,
we were
apparently this is a gift that Artie gave to the woman we're looking for. Maybe you can use this to help you with locate object.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Are you aware of what time Mother Weir gave him the warning?
No, but we could always ask him. He's just inside.
Because... Oh,
I know
right,
that she had shown up before the rest of the townspeople did to warn him that they were coming for him.
But after she had left, after his girlfriend had left.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking if we can work out from the father when the alert went up, we can work out whether she would have had time to have gone and warned him.
That's a good point.
Because if she didn't have time to warn him, then she would have known already.
This is true, and he didn't mention anything about blood or anything else, and I think he would have noticed if his obviously beloved girlfriend's clothing were outside his home covered in blood.
Well, I'm not saying she did it, but if she was involved, what better way to throw suspicion off yourself than to make someone else run away?
Yeah. Lafdul, do you have those stones that the dwarf had? Or the not dwarf, or whatever it was?
Either... Higgimus, you've got the weapons, haven't you? Yeah, I've probably got the stone side. Hand them over.
Has anyone got any food we could give to Artie?
Like I said, I was going to suggest that we put him up in the ship for the time being. One, he's
we'd have to smuggle him past everyone to do that.
Why don't we just get him to camp with us? That way he'd be safe, because we'll guard him.
I mean, we really don't have to get him past everybody. We just have to walk him just during the night to the docks. No, Lafdul, did you get a good look at the stones in that candelabra you knocked over at Mother Weir's?
Funny you should mention that. Those stones caught my eye. I was trying to look at them.
Do they look like the stones we got from the not dwarf?
Do they? Do they look the same?
They do not.
No, they don't.
That was just a thought.
I'm always interested in curiosities.
It makes me wonder if Mother Weir is involved somehow, since it seems kind of convenient that she just kind of showed up before any the bloody stuff had appeared at the house, and then told him about it and told him to go run and hide.
Well, we don't have any evidence other than that to point at her at the moment.
I know, it's just mighty suspicious.
But it is something to keep a eye out.
Well, Ockar, you did say that you wanted to get a reading, so we have a reason to go back to her.
Yes.
How was the trip to see Rishtar? Did you get anything from him?
Yes, we got something, and Lafdul nearly causing mass panic on the farm.
Oh, so it's just a Tuesday for him.
What happened? Sinrae just because this looks like she pinches the bridge of her nose. What happened? Are there going to be pitchforks?
I glance.
Was he throwing a sword off a building again?
I glance
What?
Lafdul a bit judgmental and say that he was just careless about speaking to the farm folk and telling that they have magical headache.
Wait, they have magical headaches?
Yes.
Hey, sorry, didn't I tell you about the time
magical
that
affliction.
Lafdul threw a sword off a building trying to hit a flying enemy?
Oh, that was a great adventure.
Sinrae just has this look of like, what have I gotten involved in?
And then he got arrested by the guard.
Lafdul, what exactly did you find out?
They have some kind of magical affliction. I was not able to determine what. And it's spreading.
Oh, Oh,
It's
spreading.
spreading.
That's
It's
fun. Not.
so it's spreading from Rishtar.
It
As far
seems
as I can
like
tell, either by
that
proximity or
it,
by
it
the
had
food they're eating.
it had only spread on the adults of the house, but they got really panicked when Lafdul mentioned about it.
Yeah, Lafdul wasn't. So
I wasn't
more
tactful
subtle
about
about
it, but at the end of it, what do you tell them? That they're going to die if they do nothing about it?
Sometimes it's not the best thing to tell something like this. I mean, the Rishtar's wife died of fright.
you could wave your arms about and evoke your deity. That's what most clerics do.
Oh, well, what's done is done.
Yeah. I have an idea. Ockar, you said you wanted to get your fortune told.
Yes.
But 2 people here have had their fortune told already. Suppose she wasn't telling people's fortune, but was actually casting some sort of unpleasant spell on them.
I
We were
can
watching the
detect evil
fortunes.
intent.
Yeah.
We would
I would,
notice that, wouldn't
I would detect evil intent on her as she's giving me my fortune to see what her intent is.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you let her do something to you at the same time, wouldn't it be better for someone else to do it? Someone more expendable, such as myself.
Did you
Yeah.
tell?
we?
Yeah, well, if she tries to tell my fortune, you can see if she's doing anything evil, and our other spellcasting people can examine her to see if they can work out what she's doing.
Maybe, but yeah.
The thing is,
So
we really
what
don't
did
know
you?
if
What else have you guys figured out?
Well, we found from Lurik's camp that they have found one dead sheep more,
Yeah.
and that apparently there might be some plants that eat small animals on
Did
the
they say when
slum.
they found the dead sheep?
It was somewhere around here.
I said.
We've also
It
we've
was
also
it was
found
when
today.
did they
It was
find
today.
Today,
They
and,
did not hold on. They did not specify exactly, but the impression that you got was that it was not like just found it, but they probably found it around midday thereabouts. So somewhere between 11 and 2.
Well, we didn't notice Artie having any blood on him when he came back, so.
Also, the sheep was killed with claws, it seems.
and he's definitely
Yeah, and the sheep
not a
wasn't eaten.
fighter.
The sheep wasn't eaten, so the thing that killed the sheep didn't want
I
to.
mean, Sinrae was able to tackle him and grapple him while half blind.
I didn't tackle and grapple him. I really grabbed a hold of him so he wouldn't run
Tripped him
away.
up as he entered.
He
Okay,
wouldn't
the
run
other-
away when he suddenly saw a paladin in armor standing in his cave.
Holding a glowing rock in his hand.
Okay. The other thing we found out is that Lurik can track animals, so we said we'd go meet them up in the morning and go looking for the cat we saw.
All right. What do we want to do about Artie? Do we want to bring him up to camp with us, or do we want to have him
Bring
escort
him up
back
to
to
the
the
camp.
ship?
Well, that's his choice. He can come with us and he'd be welcome to come with us, but if he doesn't want to come with us, if he wants to hang around here, we could give him some food and water if we got some.
Well, I promised that I wouldn't tell anybody anybody like in town where he is until we figured out what's going on.
Yeah, well, if we take him up...
Bringing him to our camp might also lead to his discovery, since
Yeah.
when
we
we
take him to our camp...
when we visited the tavern keeper's wife told us that his husband was visiting our camp and left something for us as a gesture of goodwill.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hold on. How did they know we were camping at the tower?
Well,
gets around.
Diva might have told them, since Diva visited us in the morning
think it
when
might be-
Braxon had got him.
I mean, we're letting him think about it and make the choice on his own. But It may end up being the better idea that he stays here where nobody except for us knows where he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially since he said he's been stalked by something on the moors at night.
Yes.
Yeah. That's possibly the cat creature.
I don't think it was a cat. Not from what he said.
We'll have to do something to protect him.
Well,
one of us could.
I would say make the offer, but don't insist.
Yeah.
And have you got any food?
I have a...
Yes, Braxon will give him some food.
I have some rations in my backpack, yeah.
So if he
Alright.
doesn't want to come with us, we can keep him supplied with food.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to come out so much.
Mm-hmm.
Higgimus, what are your thoughts on this?
I still don't know about him. I mean, you talked to him, Ockar. Did you get any hints from him about him not being on the up and up?
He seemed fine to me.
Did you look at him? Like
I didn't
how you
use-
do?
I didn't use the detect evil intent at the time, but I could when we go talk to him again.
I would rather know for certain if he is a good or bad person.
Well, I can't... Like, I can't automatically detect if somebody's good or evil. It has to do with their mannerisms, the way they talk.
How about someone goes in with you and talks to him about the cat? And
The only-
asks if he's
I
seen the cat.
The only way to automatically determine if somebody's evil or not is like through one of those no alignment spells or something.
If someone goes in with you and talks to him, how long would they have to talk to him for you to get a good look at him? To see if you can work out whether he's thinking evil thoughts.
I'll see what I can do.
How long would you need? He's asking.
How long do I need? Not very long, really.
5 minutes.
I
Maybe a
just need
couple
like
minutes.
at least 5 minutes or so of being able to stare at him.
1 round.
One round at least.
A minute.
One round
So
is
a
how
minute.
long?
A minute.
I need at least a minute of staring at him.
Okay.
Staring. I look
Well,
into his
Staring
eyes.
judgmentally.
It's a concentration kind of thing. I gotta keep focused on.
How about I
the
come in
image.
with you and say we've seen a cat, and ask if he's seen a cat around him or around her,
Not just
Okay.
any cat, a large cat.
or if you think he won't like me, you could send Sinrae in to say it.
Yeah, I think it's best if me and Sinrae go talk to him since he hasn't met any of you.
And he's very jumpy. He does not look like he's had the easiest time of it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go in and I'll give him the food you want to give him, Braxon. And do we have any water skins with water?
I have some.
All right, we'll give him one of those, and we'll see if he wants to come up with us. If not, we'll check on him on our way down tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, just keep him talking for a bit, and then Ockar can give you the nod when he's done what he needs to do.
Well, I have an idea how I can do that. Just get him talking about his lady love.
Let him know about the cat. Ask him if he's seen a large cat around his house, or if she has mentioned seeing a large cat while going to or from his house.
I will ask.
Okay, because if you ask that, it gives us some useful information and should be enough time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just you two
And
are going.
ask him.
You said.
Ask him if the thing he's seen might have been a large cat.
I will ask.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
just the two of us are going in.
Okay. All right. So the pair of you go in, Sinrae. You see that he seems to be like focused on sketching a sketchbook, and doesn't look up when you come in.
Hey there, Artie.
Hello. Sorry.
Are you? Oh, I heard your friends. Are they here?
Yes, they're gonna wait. They're gonna stay outside. We know a lot of people is probably gonna be overwhelming for you. We have some food and water for you. We wanted to
I'm gonna-
offer.
I'm gonna offer out the water skin and rations.
He carefully places his sketchbook down and then like just grabs the food and water out of your hand and starts eating. Not like shoveling it in his face, but he has definitely not had food this tasty in a while.
Oh,
And rations aren't very tasty to begin with, so okay.
Yeah. Or I get when I start playing music, I can get pretty engrossed too. We wanted to offer if you wanted to come up to our camp with us.
I thought you were gonna you said you had a ship.
Yes, my parties, some of the party members, they're afraid you might be seen if we take you to the docks, and none of us want you to get hurt.
I'm just sitting off to the side, using detect evil intent while they talk.
Okay. He
she's gonna.
kind of looks nervous at the suggestion. I feel safe in here. I don't know that the ruins aren't safe.
That's fine. If you want to stay here, we will check on you periodically. Make sure you have food and water. If
periodically.
I because
You're not here,
make
Lafdul.
sure he's okay. You're not here, Laf.
You're not even
Anyways.
with the rest of the group right now.
She's going to ask him about the big. One of my party members wanted me to ask if have you seen a big cat around?
Cat? No, nothing like that. I don't think I've seen a cat since I came here.
All right. Is there anything you could think of that might be helpful to finding her or anything else? Oh, about what time was it when Mother Weir came to you to warn you?
It was I exactly what time I don't know, but it was not long before the sun rose.
So dawn.
Pre-dawn.
No, yeah, before that. There wasn't even any sign of dawn yet, but it was still close.
So the sun hadn't risen yet.
Yes.
All right.
The reason we asked about the cat thing is apparently the
You're
dead
concentrating.
sheep. I can talk while I'm concentrating.
No, not really.
Okay, never mind.
Not when you're focusing on that.
Why don't you tell me about your drawing? And where did you learn?
This has probably been enough time, however, so,
Okay.
Ockar, you were not detecting any evil intent from him.
Okay, I like the Sinrae and they just shrug a bit.
If you want to take us up on our offer later, we'll check on you in the morning before we go down to town. Is there anyone in town that you found suspicious or seemed strange, like stranger than normal?
Strange in what? I mean, I
Strange,
went to the pub and they weren't. I mean, no one was very friendly.
There's
Finura,
been
of course.
some odd cases of people getting affected by something magical.
Or anybody that seems to act different from one day to the next, or seems to come and go.
Nothing I can think of.
All right, thank you.
And keep in mind that where he lived was here.
Yeah, well,
Town is here. So
I was figuring out
for any big animals or anything because apparently something's been attacking the sheep around here with big claws.
it's not me. It's not me. They say it's me, but it's
you.
not me.
We know it's not you because it's not using weapons. It's using claws, so it can't be you.
Could be a werewolf, couldn't it?
Well, you're not there.
You're not there. She's going to offer him her whistle that Higgimus had given her. If you get into trouble, blow this. You will be able to hear you.
Yeah. And if we hear it, we'll come running.
Okay.
So stay safe.
You were also going to ask him about the figure he saw?
Yes. Is there anything more before we go? You could tell us about the figure you saw that seemed to be stalking you.
I mean, it didn't move right. It and it wasn't fast. I'm not sure what you mean, though. It
What do
was
you
only
mean
from a
by
distance.
it
I only saw it from a
move
distance.
right?
It kind of walked jerkily. I don't know. I mean, like it didn't move right. You know, you could see a person walking and you can recognize them. It didn't move like a person.
Do you remember what the silhouette looked like? You think you could
Roughly
draw
what
it?
you thought it looked like.
I saw it from very far away. It looked like a figure, a person, but it didn't move right.
Hmm.
All right.
Well, I'll keep an eye out for anything like that. You stay safe. Keep that whistle. Blow it if you need help, and we'll come running.
He kind of clutches the whistle close. All right, thank you.
We'll bring you some more food and water tomorrow.
Tonight we're probably gonna head back up to the tower.
He kind of like clutches his sketchbook to himself as well as you leave. Now keep in mind that unless you're pretty close to him, like a few hundred yards kind of thing, you're probably not going to hear that whistle.
It still gives him a measure of feeling safe.
It's the only thing we had that we could give him.
Okay.
It's not like we can give him something to use sending to get our attention.
All right, so you return to everyone else outside. You notice that Lafdul is absent.
Where's Lafdul?
Eh? I was just scouting, that was all.
Oh, so now you get back.
Yeah, I was just scouting around the party. Checking out the area, that was all.
Were you looking for anything in particular, or just keeping an eye out
No, I
for
was
anything
just
moving up?
saying anything moving, just seeing if we're being followed.
Okay.
Looking out for these cats that were supposedly being following us.
You guys gonna make your way up to the tower and get ready to camp?
Yeah,
Yep.
let's see what this innkeeper supposedly left us.
Should we go up the way we are, which is fairly steep, so that we can see if there's any more caves on the way up?
It's dark now.
Yeah, let's.
I mean, you might
Alright.
stumble across a cave, but you can't really look for them.
We might also stumble into a hole.
Yeah.
All right, we should go left or right a little bit then, so it's less
Yeah.
steep.
Okay. You kind of swing around, find a little bit less steep. Probably this. Oops, that's the wrong thing. This way is less steep, so. So you swing around and make your way up towards the remains of the tower, and you get into the tower, and you see in a spot that's near where your campfire was. You see a small cask, and on top of it is a folded slip of paper with a stone on it.
Well, I'll check the paper.
Curse.
You open up the paper, and in fairly poor handwriting is written a message. Hope to meet you and make you feel a bit more welcome. I left this ale. It's a good personal brew. Hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you down in the pub. And it's signed McGare.
Well, it seems he left us a cask of ale.
Very nice.
Lafdul,
Hmm.
does your god give like detect poison kind of spells just in case?
Yes.
We might want to check this sale with that tomorrow.
Oh, so you're saying we all can't get drunk? What kind of Nord are you?
I'm just suspicious of a random thing of ale left at our campsite.
He's a Nord that wants to live.
I have a Nord that does not trust random bottles of ale that I haven't bought myself.
I mean, his wife did say, that he stopped by and he left something for you. So
It's just a test.
Oh,
Well,
I don't want to be drinking anyways. Keep my senses sharp.
Yeah,
Hang
same
on.
here.
Oh.
But yeah, tomorrow.
does anyone want any?
Tomorrow.
Or
I've
you're all
bought
gonna-
my own, so.
Well, I bought a wineskin of cider for me. So
Yeah, I'm drinking my own cider. The sandwich I bought.
Where
Is
did
anyone
you bring
having-
the cider and sandwich from?
I bought it from the tavern.
same.
It's from the same
No.
tavern that this ale comes from.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll drink the ale.
You don't have to if you don't want to. Don't feel pressured into it. I'm just asking if anyone is going to.
Higgimus typically
I
doesn't
mean,
drink ale. He typically goes for wine.
Oh,
I don't have much wine.
We aren't pressuring you into alcoholics.
Braxon
What's
will
the
put.
worst that could happen? Having a drunk guardsman on watch? We all
The
feel
worst that
safe
could
with
happen is that there's wyvern poison mixed into it.
I mean, it's a
Right.
small
Um,
cask, so you'd
it-
really only there's really only enough for like one mug of ale for each of you, kind of thing. Maybe one person could get two.
I don't think it's helpful to start throwing accusations and suspicions to everyone.
True.
Yeah.
No,
Actually,
but it's part of the process before we decide who to hit on the head.
I'll
I
try
mean,
that.
That's how this business works.
Tavern keeper hasn't been.
I'll try the ale to make sure it's safe.
Well, hang on. Braxton's going to put a little bit into his magical mug to see if something happens.
It's going to stay at the same temperature.
Yeah, that's all it does.
I want to cast a spell.
All right, what spell?
I want to use my plant growth to fortify this area.
Okay.
So there'll be only one entranceway, and we probably have to hack that entranceway out.
Is the
Why don't we hack the entranceway out in the morning when we want to leave?
So the entrance that you are leaving is at the do you want to grow them all, or do you want to leave an entranceway?
Alright, I'll completely encompass this place.
Okay.
The walls, so we have a fortification.
Should we have the tower map open?
I know at least one spell that you're.
No,
Probably
I'm
gonna
making
need
some tweaks to it. Those who aren't aware, Kijikun, Sinrae's player, gifted me a subscription to Roll20, so I'm tweaking it a little bit so that it takes advantage of the dynamic lighting, but I'm not done yet, so
Okay.
it doesn't look right. All right, so Ockar, you were gonna have some ale?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I'm having my
I'm-
own cider.
I
Right.
will
I got
taste it.
Okay, so
Higgimus does not.
Thanks, Kijikun.
Sinrae doesn't want any.
all right, Leva.
No, doesn't
No.
want any.
Oh, Braxton's already
Braxton's
got
going to get drunk.
a little bit in his mug, maybe half a mug,
Okay.
and he holds his mug and says, "Magic mug, let me know if this ale is fit to drink."
You know, we had someone with a sword that could do that.
Also, you know exactly what that mug can do. Like, you literally know all of the powers of that mug.
Braxon, have you already been drinking?
Braxton's already 6
I
sheets.
don't
Gotta be
see
near it.
I don't see a sheet for that mug.
It doesn't matter. I don't give you a sheet for every +1 ring you have either.
Yeah, the thing about this mug, right? It keeps warm and cold things cold.
Yeah.
It's basically thermos.
But how does it know?
Magic.
Thermos.
It's a
Thermodynamic
thermos.
magic.
It keeps things at basically it keeps things at the temperature that they're put into it. So, I mean, That's literally all it does. I put it into one of the adventures because people were talking about wanting minor magic items, and I put a minor magic item in, and it only gets used like this.
Well,
There,
Braxon,
all.
if you want to have
There.
a cold ale, you may not want to use this mug.
No, it
If it's
keeps the
already cold,
temperature-
I mean, if
the
it's already
temperature-
cold, it'll
when
keep
it's
it there.
Yeah,
It'll
but-
keep it cold.
It's the temperature of the keg.
Yeah.
So
how do
it's
you know
fine.
the ale is cold already?
Well, it's not cold already. It's room temperature.
Yes, exactly.
Alt's gonna murder us all.
Who cares what temperature the ale is? What temperature the ale is? It's ale.
So Braxon listens to his magical mug and says, "Well, my mug hasn't told me it's dangerous," and has a sup, and says, "If I fall over and die, you know it's dangerous."
I imagine that Solas or Sinrae, as the new people, are like inching over to someone and saying, "Can that thing do that?" And the person, the other party member who's been around for a while, kind of leaning back and whispering, "No, not at all."
Is he okay?
Has
Should you be
Braxon-
worried?
That's just Braxon. You take him as he is. That's,
Sometimes we wonder if Bryson got touched in the head at some point.
yeah.
I don't think Braxon's
Well, he's a
explained
fighter,
his mug to
so
everyone.
he might have had quite a few blows to the head.
Mm-hmm.
Bryson
Sinrae
gets
again
hit,
is
he gets hit in the
wondering.
head a lot.
No, Braxon's just going to have a little bit to see if it affects him, basically.
Then he gets drunk.
Sinrae again wonders what she's signed up on to.
All right, so you have the ale, and you get ready for the evening, and that's where we'll wrap up the session. And let's see, experience points.
Oh, experience points.
Okay, that is going to be 700 experience points for Braxon, Higgimus, and Leva. That is going to be 900 experience points for Solas, 1,000 experience points for Sinrae and Ockar,
How much?
1,000.
Okay.
And 1,000 for Lafdul, and an extra 200 for his priest.
Yay.
So causing panic did give him XP.
Maybe. I don't always tell exactly what actions are doing this, in part because sometimes when I write it down I don't remember exactly what it is by the end of the session. And I want to be careful about people. I want people to organically try for things as opposed to, oh yeah, last time he gave me 100 experience points for this. I'm going to do this exact same thing every single session, kind of thing. So
I guess we got the 1,000 for getting that picture.
Yeah,
Um,
Braxon's got 700 XP for drinking beer.
I mean, there's you guys advanced the adventure. Some of you had some interactions and stuff like that, so various XP points were divvied based on those things.
We call him
Sinrae has a
Dippity.
little while to go before going up a level, however.
Yes,
she's
I
gonna
do.
overtake me on
Did-
a thief eventually.
I have a long way to go before going up a level.
Did you want to mention the...
I'll mention it after
Possible.
the end.
Okay.
So, anyone else going up a level? I assume not.
yet.
Not quite.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for playing. Thanks everyone out there for watching. We did get a sub. Let me see if I can pull up the name and thank them. Pavel FT, thank you for the sub. I really appreciate it. And we'll have more Adventures in Arcane Space next week. See you then, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
Thanks.